Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. And today we're gonna tell you a really scary story about hide and seek. So this one's called Reverse Hide and Seek. And it comes from a user. This happened when I was 7 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. My mom would always play hide and seek with me when I was a kid. And since my house had many rooms and many places to hide, it was pretty easy for me to be hiding for a long time without her finding me. But she always found me eventually, and then we would repeat the game over and over again. Well, one day my mom came up with the idea of playing hide and seek outside. And since we lived in a big neighborhood with many houses, many trees and bushes, I thought it would be a great idea to go all out and really hide. So I agreed. The game started with my mom counting to 10 with her eyes closed, while I ran and hid behind a big oak tree in our front yard. I must have run pretty far because when I turned around, I couldn't see or hear my mom anywhere. So I waited. As time passed, I started hearing strange noises, like footsteps near the tree where I was hiding, but I didn't think much of it. Then I started hearing what sounded like screams in the distance, but I just assumed that they were probably just kids playing. Then, after what felt like hours, I started to get scared because my mom still hadn't found me. So I decided to go back home and wait for her there. When I arrived at the front door, I started to get very scared because the door was slightly open and the house was completely silent. This wasn't normal. I opened the door and called out for my mom. When I didn't hear a reply, I started to get really scared. Then I started to notice some things that were out of place. Like the television was on, but it wasn't on when we left the house, and the game console was on the floor, and the front door was wide open. It wasn't like that when we left the house. And then I noticed something really creepy. All of my mom's plants were dead. They were all wilted and dried up. And then I looked outside and noticed that all the cars had disappeared, like every single car. And the street was filled with these huge puddles, but it hadn't rained all day. I don't remember what happened next. I think I just stood there in shock, not knowing what to do. Then I heard a noise in the distance, and I turned around and saw this huge black cloud in the sky. And then it started to rain, and I remember thinking, why isn't anyone stopping to help me? Why did everyone leave? Where is my mom? And then the last thing I remember is the water from the rain mixing with the puddle on the ground. I'm forming this big mudslide that just kept getting bigger and bigger until it engulfed me, and I don't remember anything after that. So yeah, that's the story. It's a really sad and mysterious story. And if you like this one, we actually have a whole series of scary stories that you can check out, and they're all based on true events. So click here to check that out, or click here to see another one of our videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.